In 2025, something dark is unfolding behind the polished image of the UK's immigration system. Something that's not just targeting families or students, but the very heartbeat of innovation: startups. The world sees Britain as a hub of opportunity, a place that champions entrepreneurship, rewards innovation, and welcomes the brightest minds regardless of where they come from. But behind the glossy headlines and official announcements, a quiet war is being waged against immigrant founders. And the real price is being paid by those who dared to believe in the UK's promises. Startups led by immigrants, once hailed as the backbone of Britain's post-Brexit recovery, are now being slowly suffocated under the weight of cold bureaucracy and shifting laws. Just a few years ago, the message from the UK government was clear and inspiring. Come here, build here, innovate here. And people listened. Entrepreneurs from India, Pakistan, Nigeria, the Middle East, China, Eastern Europe, and dozens of other countries left behind comfort and familiarity to chase a dream in Britain. They arrived with ideas and energy. They created tech platforms, healthcare apps, sustainable fashion labels, fintech tools, AI startups, and green energy solutions. They didn't just dream, they delivered. These founders employed British citizens, paid taxes, solved real-world problems, and attracted international investment. For a brief moment in time, it felt like anything was possible, like the UK was truly becoming a global startup capital. But then things started to shift, and not loudly, not with press releases or speeches, but quietly under the surface. The rules were rewritten. Startup visa requirements became stricter. Proof of funding thresholds were raised. The definition of innovation grew narrower. Visa processing times became unpredictable. Entire lives were being put on hold for months with no answers. And worst of all, many entrepreneurs who had already built businesses, legally, successfully, suddenly found themselves told they no longer qualified. Their visas were not being renewed. Home office audits became more aggressive. Some founders were accused of not providing enough value to the UK economy, despite running revenue-generating ventures. A single missed document, a technical error in an online form, or a delayed bank statement was enough to derail someone's future. People were detained. Some were deported. Others had to abandon years of work overnight. We're not talking about criminals, we're talking about job creators, innovators, visionaries, people who were adding to the country, not taking from it. But the system didn't see that. It only saw a number on a form. And behind each of these numbers is a person, a story, a dream. Imagine a founder from India who built a mental health startup now used by hundreds of British patients. He hires local psychologists, collaborates with NHS clinics, and has been featured in the media as a rising star. But one day he receives a rejection letter. His visa is no longer valid due to an update in the criteria that he wasn't even informed about. Within weeks, his team dissolves. The app shuts down. Patients are left without support. He is forced to leave the UK. Or picture a young woman from Nigeria who opens a sustainable food company. She sources ingredients ethically, employs a team of local women, wins eco-innovation awards, and helps reduce food waste across London. She applies for a visa extension and is denied because her revenue last quarter dipped slightly due to a supplier crisis. One bad quarter, after years of impact, and the system discards her like she never mattered. These are not rare cases, they are increasing, and they paint a picture of a nation that's closing its doors not just on immigrants, but on progress itself. Many British citizens don't even realize this is happening. They see the immigration headlines, the talk about reducing numbers, tightening borders, and prioritizing British workers. But they don't see the faces of the founders who quietly disappear from co-working spaces, whose companies shut down without notice, whose British employees are left jobless, confused, and angry. They don't see the cost to the economy, to innovation, to reputation. In the name of control, the UK is bleeding out the very lifeblood of its startup scene. Investors are growing nervous. International partnerships are being withdrawn. Talent is fleeing to friendlier countries, Canada, Germany, the Netherlands, places that still recognize the value of welcoming entrepreneurs, not punishing them. And here's the bitter irony. The UK still claims to support innovation. It still runs startup competitions. It still invites foreign founders to tech conferences and business summits. But behind the stage lights is a system full of traps. A system where the left hand promises support, while the right hand delivers rejection letters. Some say this is the result of post-Brexit restructuring. Others believe it's a calculated move to reduce net migration numbers by any means necessary, even if that means sacrificing innovation. But no matter the reason, the result is the same: a slow, silent collapse of the immigrant-led startup ecosystem. And what kind of country chooses to destroy its builders, its dreamers, its doers? Is that the kind of future we want? One where bureaucracy wins and imagination loses? One where the next revolutionary idea dies because its founder didn't attach a document on time? Where people who gave everything to build here are told they never belonged? This isn't just policy, it's people. It's real lives, real losses, and it's happening right now. While the world watches headlines, these stories go unheard. That's why we're telling them here. Because if we stay silent, more will fall. More startups will shut down, more jobs will be lost, more trust will be broken, and Britain will wake up one day to find itself left behind in a world it helped to shape. So if you've made it this far, thank you. You're already part of the solution. By listening, by understanding, by sharing. These voices matter. These lives matter. And the truth matters. Help us keep telling these stories. Help us push back against the silence. If this video opened your eyes, even a little, please don't leave without hitting the like button. And if you want more stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines, subscribe to our channel. Let's be the voice for those being silenced. Let's fight not just for fairness, but for a future that deserves to be built.